works perfectly. It's good to be here, everybody. Welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. It's my favorite holiday. I don't know. Okay, no one else? It's my favorite holiday. There's family, there's friends, there's no gifts. It's great. It's just food and football and hanging out. There isn't any pretending to like anything. You don't have to pretend. All you have to do is just don't talk politics at the table. That's all you have to remember. It's not even that bad. I have it lucky. I have a small family of three. It's my mom, my brother, and I, and we all agree politically, so our dinner is just right? And that's it. That's the closest to an argument we get right there, just agreeing aggressively with each other. I know! I agree! And that's it. And then it's time for pumpkin pie. It's a good evening. We throw on planes, trains, and automobiles. It's a good night. It's a wonderful time. I try not to watch the news during the day because it makes me scared, and then I don't want to go outside. I've been doing that a lot, but I made a mistake. I watched it all weekend, and then Monday I was like, I gotta go out there. And then I went out there, and then I was like, nothing was happening, and I was like, what the? Why am I not being raped by Hondurans right now? What the hell is going on? They were supposed to run up and just bend me over. I believe that's what the news said was gonna happen. That's what I've been watching. I've just been watching them. I thought I was watching a marathon. It was actually a caravan from Honduras. I thought I was on ESPN4. Yeah, the Ocho, but it was actually the Honduran caravan. And then I watched this guy on the news who goes, "Isn't that terrifying?" And I was like, no. No. It's just a bunch of poor people. Is that what we've become as a country? We're just scared of poor people? What are we gonna do? They're gonna show up and be all poor. What are we gonna do? I don't know what we've been doing. Ignore them. We've been doing that pretty well for 250 years. I did it on the way here. I walked by a homeless guy and went, whoa. Better pull my phone out. Oh. I don't have any change. So sad. Now I watched more of the news and they had this one guy come on and he goes, oh, those people were paid to walk from Honduras. And I go, obviously. Why didn't I think of that? Paid to walk from Honduras. Look at a map. It's really far. It's so far. People are thinking like Mexico, right? No, further. I love that. We won't walk to Costco if we don't get a spot up front. But there's people that believe that someone's going to walk from Honduras for money. How much for you to walk from Honduras? If you could put a number on it. If you had to guess. $2 million to walk from Honduras. I respect that. I would also do it for $2 million. You know what my first purchase would be? A flight. Right on Hotwire, one-way flight to Tijuana. And then I'd get off the plane, dust myself up a little bit. I'd been walking for 2 months. Tear up my clothes, try to look dehydrated. And then I'd jump in with the group and be like, ah! Woo! That Panama Canal was a bitch, huh? Like someone's gonna get paid all that money and still walk. That's good.
Wow. Now it feels like a meeting, all right? The head poobah is here. We're gonna figure out what we're gonna do with the next. Oh wow, there's so many people. The fire marshal doesn't know about this. I didn't realize how many people were jammed on to the left. You're like, whoa, wow, okay. I hope nobody has to pee ever in that area. I like it. This is my first time here, the Attic Comedy Club, and I like it when comedy clubs have a name that's spot on. There's no surprises. You're like, we're going to the attic. There will be stairs, all right? I hope no one showed up and went, stairs? Really? It should have been a dead giveaway. This is wonderful. This is my first, I don't know this neighborhood. It looks like you guys are trying to decide which way you're going to go with it. I don't know, you know? I'm not here to judge. I just like did a couple laps. I'm like, yeah, okay, whoa, all right, yeah. It's very, you know? Like the mayor just kind of went, I don't know, man, whatever. Just do what you feel. So it's good. I've been to Columbus before. I think I did a show at a church. Like, I think that's where it was, the Rivers Crossing Church, maybe. It's like a big-ass church. And that's not how it was advertised on Google. It's big. It was very big. I was surprised. And I think that was in Columbus or just outside. But it's good. You guys are named after Christopher, probably? Maybe? I love that you don't know. I love that. You guys are like, are we? He just checked with his wife. He's like, are we? Is it Christopher? There's also a Philip, isn't there? Good old Philip Columbus. He's the first one to bring agriculture to Ohio. Good old Philip. I like Christopher. I mean, wait, I forget how we feel about him. You guys ever do that? You ever remember someone from history and you're like, wait, did he get canceled after death? If you get canceled 500 years later, that's, you know, you did your best. For what? Like, if they didn't know for 500 years, and then they're like, wait a second, you know. He was the guy that found out the Earth was round, you know, 500 years ago. And then up until 10 years ago, someone with a YouTube page was like, it's actually flat. I don't know if you guys know that. That's an argument now. There's people that are like, no, it's flat. And you're like, that's so, oh man, what an idiot Columbus is. How did he get over there? He went to the middle part. That's how. That's how. Anyway, it's very good to be here. I had a very weird day. I woke up I went to sleep at like midnight. I tried to go to sleep early because I had an early flight, but my wife's like, really? We're not gonna watch TV? And I'm like, yeah, we're gonna watch some TV. So we watched Only Murderers in the Building. Nice. Yeah, love that show. Love it. I just want to dress like Steve Martin. That's my only goal. Steve Martin in that. Do you know how he dresses? I love that show. I think that's the life goal of all of us in this room. We want to live in an apartment and not have a job. They don't have a job. I don't know what their jobs are on Only Murderers in the Building. Of just not murdering people. I guess they make enough money to do that. But Steve Martin looks so damn classy. And I'm like, I want a little piece of that. You know? Just the attire, not Steve Martin. And as soon as I said it, I was like, whoa, I'm coming in really hitting on Steve Martin. But so we stayed up late watching that, and then I woke up at 3:30 in the morning to go to the airport. So I don't know if I really... Do you ever do that, where you go to sleep so late and wake up so early? You're like, I don't know if I even fell asleep. It was one of those where I think I just blinked too long. Was that a dream or a thought? I don't know. And that's what happened. The Lyft picked me up, and I went to the airport early because I got a new credit card that lets me into the lounge. So I go to the airport an hour early so I can get those free eggs. Otherwise, I feel like I'm wasting this credit card. And it's not even, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a lounge. It's fine. You know, I think the only good part is they don't let kids in there. Because, you know, no one wants to waste their free pass on a kid. So it's just no kids in there. But the food is just food you would get. It's free breakfast from like a hotel. You know, you ever stay at like a Fairfield Inn, and then you're like, whoa, how do they get those eggs that sweaty? It's a lot of that, but I feel like I'm being treated better because I have a purple credit card. And they're not allowed in here. So I went early, I got the sweaty eggs. And I hopped on my flight and got to Cleveland, and I didn't realize that that's not close. I do my own routing, and I have a show Sunday in Sandusky, and then so I'm like, that's also not near? Wow, I really messed this whole thing up. My wife laughs at me so much because I'm so disorganized. She's like, wait, you're not going on no sleep, and do you have a long drive when you land? And I go, no, it's Columbus, Christopher and Cleveland, they know each other. they're right there. Don't worry about it. And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, do you have everything set up? And I looked. No hotels booked. Nothing. That's who I am. And I'm just last second like, I need a place to stay in Columbus. And so then no sleep, hop in a rental car. And I just want a coffee, you know, because I'm about to kill everybody on the highway. Because I know I'm one of those people. I won't just crash myself and be like, let's take that minivan out. So I just saw Starbucks on one of the freeway come off over here situations, and you know the advertisements. So I pulled over, got in there, and there's like a line, and you know when you're in public and you're like, people can tell that I haven't slept, and I'm just kind of waddling like this. Have you ever been intoxicated while not being intoxicated? Just kind of that. It was that lack of sleep that I was telling my order to myself in my head before it was my turn, so I wouldn't just go up there and go, huh. It was one of those. So I'm in my head going, you're gonna get a bacon, egg, and Gouda sandwich, and you're gonna get a sweet cream cold brew. That's what you're gonna get. So I'm just standing there going, bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. And I know me, and I know my face was showing it to everybody else. So everyone's just standing there. I'm just looking. I was so ready. I had the order memorized in my head. I'm holding my credit card. That's how ready I am. I'm not gonna dig around. That pair of shorts had a zipper on the pocket. I'm not messing around with it. I'm holding my credit card, going. And then it's my turn, and the lady behind the counter goes, ooh, are you paying with credit card? I'm like, uh-huh. And she goes, our system is down. You can only pay through the app or cash. And I went, bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. And she threw me for a loop with that, because I'm like, we didn't plan this, you know? And she just said, I can't, you can't, I don't, you know? And I just remember I paused for way too long. And then I finally said, I don't have either of those things. And she goes, I'm so sorry. And I went, okay. And then I waddled out of the Starbucks to go drive more. I had never been in a situation like that before where it was so bizarre, because it was like, I felt like I was in no man's land, because it was like the most modern way to pay, like through an app, which I'm like, I don't have the Starbucks app, or like I'm buying heroin in an alley, just cash. And you're like, nothing with this? Venmo, PayPal, anything. I don't know. So that was that, and then I finally made it to the hotel, checked in. I slept from like 11 to 3. And then I got up, went to go work out, which was cool. Went to the old hotel gym and did a half hotel gym workout. And I don't know if you guys ever work out at a hotel, but when someone else comes into the hotel gym, that you just hate that person forever. You're like, what? You too? Like, there can't be two lonely people at this hotel, you know? And so there's another person there, and I'm like, I hate you. And afterwards, I went to go get a salad at the bistro. It's a Courtyard Marriott, you know, which I like the Courtyard Marriott because they have food there that you can buy, and they have a Mediterranean grain bowl. I stay at a lot of Marriotts. I know the menu. I don't even look. I don't have to do the, I'm like, Mediterranean grain bowl, chicken, please. And they gave it to me, and I went up to my room, and they gave me a spoon and a knife. And I ate my salad with a spoon and a knife like a psychopath. Like I think that's how serial killers get ready for their evening's activities. They sit there and eat a salad with a spoon. Go, oh, I'm gonna kill someone good tonight, you know? And I was just, that's what today's been. That's what today's been. It's just been, you can't get a coffee, here's a spoon for your salad. And as soon as I got up here, I looked at the stairs, I'm like, that's right, the attic. All right, yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, shared it, subscribed to it, hit the notification bell, do all the things YouTube makes you want to do. Other than that, I wanted to let you know that I'm constantly on tour, so go to my website, zoltancomedy.com, and see if I'm coming to a town near you. Thank you kindly.
Thank you. I like that. You held strong. You didn't clap at all. I appreciate that. You're like, you know what? Everyone's doing it. I'm not going to do it. What if I don't? What, are they going to make me? No. I like that. Is everyone going to jump off a bridge? Not this girl. I'll tell you what. She's going to stand strong. It is so good to be here. One more time for all the opening comics you've seen tonight. Brett, Greg, and Ken. Hell yeah. This is so good. This is my first time here, and I like it. This club's been around for a while, and you can feel it. You can feel it. You can feel it. Like, I haven't seen this since I went to someone's bathroom in 1992. Like, this is I got a nice house, too. This is a nice... If you had this in your bathroom in you were doing well. Or you just got divorced from someone doing really well. This is nice. The lighting, oh, this is like when they tried to kill Scarface in the movie Scarface. Remember that? They were doing that? I love it. I like it. I like how everything leads down. I like it. There's so many levels. Oh, there's just levels and levels of people. And everyone's above me, and I don't care for that. I'll be honest. Makes me feel down, just a touch. But it's so good. Everyone's here in the front, except for that table, just to let me know. I like that. You're not allowed. You're a tier 2. I'm so sorry. Can't bump you down. That's tier 2. There's tiered seating. How are we doing in the mezzanine? Doing all right in the mezzanine? All right. Lower luge or something? I don't know. I never knew how that one was pronounced either. Ah, man. It's so good to be here. It's my first time. I've been to Ann Arbor before, but never to do comedy. I just came as I came to have lunch once. This is 2018, maybe? It was before the pandemic. Remember before? Remember that? Doesn't that feel like 100 years ago? Like, 2021 feels like yesterday. 2018 feels like, what? That's before I graduated high school. What are you talking about? I came here in like 2018. I was working in Royal Oak, Michigan, and I had a friend who lived here. He's like, come up, let's have some lunch. And I was like, that's cool. We had lunch, and then he's like, you want to go see that? I wanted to see the stadium, the big house. It's like 100,000. I've never been to a 100,000 seat stadium, and I wanted to see it, so we went. And I didn't think we could go inside, but there was actually an event going on. It was Pee Wee football. And I'm like, I kind of want to go in there. And my buddy's like, yeah. And we bought tickets. They charged tickets for Pee Wee football. And they sold it to us. And they were like, I don't think they have any kids in there. I don't know if you ever showed up to a youth event without any children in the game, but you get a lot of side eyes from the other. I just wanted to see the stadium, you know? I didn't care. And I went in, and let me tell you, those little kids did not sell a lot of tickets. All right? Like, pretty empty. They could have done it at a smaller venue. Just giving me a tour, you know? Oh, no, it's 100,000 seats. There are 7. Who wants to watch that? I'd be upset if it was sold out. 100,000 people to watch 7-year-olds run a sweep? No, thank you. That's a football play. I like it. I like the energy in this room. It's like there, but it's still summer. And I like it. You guys have the energy of people that were at the lake all day. That's the energy in this room. You're like, well, we got a little sun. Let's go catch a show. We'll go catch a show at the Ann Arbor Comedy Showcase. We'll lean our heads up against some neon lighting and listen to some humor. Got that guy with that. That was a good laugh. That was a good ha ha ha. Yeah. We're opening up. Last night I was in Columbus, Ohio. Yeah, there it is again. That's a good laugh. Got Count Dracula in the corner. We're doing all right. Yes. I feel like I'm busting them open with each one of these. If the world's most interesting man had a laugh, it would be that ha 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 ha. It's almost like the laugh Ray Liotta had in those terrible tequila commercials. Do you remember that? Remember like a few years ago, Ray Liotta sold tequila on TV? And he didn't have any lines. It was just him walking in and he'd stare at the bartender like a maniac. Do you remember this? If you don't, I'll just play it out for you. Ray Liotta would walk into a bar being Ray Liotta, and he would just make eye contact with the bartender and go. And then he would eventually be like, this drink? And he's like, and then he'd pull the tequila that the ad was for and be like, this one? And he'd go, and then he'd hold it and he'd go, ah! I am assuming that's what that laugh sounded like, if they allowed to put that into the commercial. It's a good laugh. It's a tequila laugh, you know? Right? It's contagious, isn't it? You're coming around. I like it. I can feel it. You regret not clapping now. I can feel it. You're like, you know what? I should have clapped when he came up, because... But I get it. It's weird to clap first. That's like tipping before you get the food, right? Which that's pretty common now. I got Starbucks twice today, and in the drive-thru they make you tip, and I'm like, how do I even know, though? How do I know it's going to be good? How do I know you didn't put too much water in the oatmeal? And you just have to give them the money anyway, you know? They should do a thing. They should, you know? I like tipping at a sit-down restaurant because you get to eat the food first, and you're like, that was amazing. Your service was great. 20%. But in the beginning, you're like, I don't know if you know how to make a brown shaken oat iced latte. Sorry. That is how you know. That is how you know. I'm aging. I'm 36. Not old, but it happens slowly, you know? It's an ideology that changes. Like, I'll watch those Karen videos on TikTok, and sometimes I see their point. Sometimes, right? Not all the times, but sometimes you're like, yeah, where is the manager? I need a receipt, all right? This is a business lunch. I gotta tell the IRS about this. I need an itemized receipt. And that's how you know it creeps up. You're like, ugh, I'm on the wrong end. But yeah, I had a wonderful time last night. I did a show in Columbus, and I drove here from there. And it was a good drive. Nice, you know. I don't like I live in New York now, so I don't drive anymore, so it's nice to drive. I get to catch up on podcasts, and I remember, you know. You ever do that? You ever have a long drive and you just drift off into your thoughts, and you're like, oh yeah, I did that. I owe that person an apology. Oh yeah. That's when you remember, right? You got that long drive, there's nothing but straight for 2 hours, you're like, whoa, I said that? That's what I do. That's why they have cruise control, because they know you're gonna drift off into your thoughts. You ever see a driver out there that just dips down to 50, then goes to 80, then goes to 50? They're deep in thoughts. That's what's going on. And they're like, good Lord, I did say that. And then they dip down to 50. They're like, oh no! So I'm on the cruise control. And that's why I don't get mad at other drivers, because I went, it was a PT Cruiser, which it was just me and this PT Cruiser. There were other cars, but it was me and them for the entire drive here. And they would go slow, they would go fast. I had cruise control set to 75, so I was doing the same. And I'm like, man, you are really going through something right now. It was like peeking into someone's therapy session, you know? You're like, you're gonna get there, you're gonna get there. Maybe journaling? I don't know, but it's good you're doing this on the 75 North. This is good. It's a good mix, man. But yeah, I enjoyed it. Came in yesterday I'm horrible at travel. I flew into Cleveland to do a show in Columbus, and then I drove here, and then tomorrow I have a show Sunday I have a show in Sandusky, Ohio. And I learned that none of these are near, kind of. I mean, they're fine. It's not what I do. I am only decent at this, what I'm doing right now. Travel and all that stuff, I'm like, I don't know. Last week I went to the wrong hotel. I went to the wrong Marriott. I'm a Marriott Titanium Elite member. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Look at everyone else. Sad, right? Like, he's better than us. I am. All right? Only because I have the Titanium Elite membership. But I went to the wrong I was in Illinois. I was supposed to go to St. Charles, Illinois, and I landed. I didn't have any sleep in Chicago, and I just put in Marriott, and the first one that came up, I was like, yeah, probably. I don't know. And I showed up. You ever not sleep and then try to drive immediately? And then so I showed up at the hotel, and they were like, we don't have any record of you coming here. And I was like, I'm a Titanium Elite member. And they're like, thank you. You know, that's where the little Karen was coming up in me, and I'm like, do you not know my status? You know? And they were so nice behind the counter, they looked me up in the entire Marriott system. And they're like, you're staying at a hotel in St. Charles. And I'm like, where am I right now? And they're like, you're in Schaumburg. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. I love it, though. I love statuses. That's what I'm all about, because I grew up in the trailer park. So my entire life goal as an adult is just to be treated better than everybody else. That's what it is. I've had to be on the bottoms during my developmental stages, and that's how villains are created. That's the backstory to a supervillain. You're like, he was poor, and everyone knew it. And now his only goal is victory. You know? I got incorporated this year, so I'm a business now, Zoltan Comedy Incorporation. And I only did it, don't clap yet. I only did it so I could get a purple credit card that lets me into the lounge at the airport. It's the only reason I did it. And it's because I was tired of going to the airport. I'm at the airport every week, and they're all lining up to this gated community. And I wasn't allowed in. It reminded me of my childhood in the trailer park, and I would just look up on the hill to houses with foundations, and I'm like, why do they get to live there? And then I'm like, how do I get into that damn gated breakfast? And I found out you have to have this credit card, but you can only get this credit card if you're a business, so I incorporated. I hired a bookkeeper. I filled out paperwork. I got an EIN number. And they're like, why did you do it? Did you do it for the tax breaks? No, I did it for sweaty eggs at LaGuardia Airport. That's why I did it. It's not even that great in there, but I just want it in, you know? I don't know what it says about me, but... A few more years at the lounge, I'm gonna have that laugh. I'm gonna be there with that cappuccino. So I'll laugh at everyone in line at Dunkin'. Silly. Yeah. Yesterday was a weird day. You ever have one of those days where nothing goes horribly wrong, but also it's just like a million little things go wrong, and you're like, what is it? What is it today? Is it me? Is it the world? What's going on? I had an early flight, like I always do. You think I'd be prepared. It's an every week situation, but I'm never. You know, like I had a flight Thursday morning. I had to wake up at 3:30 in the morning. And really, I could have woken up later, but I wanted ample lounge time. So I wanted to get to the airport early. I could have woken up later, but I'm like, oh, those sweaty eggs are mine. And I'm still new to it. Maybe I'll get used to it now, whatever. But I woke up at 3:30 in the morning, and the night before, I'm like, I'm gonna go to sleep early, and my wife's like, are you sure you don't want to watch some TV with me? And she gave me TV eyes, and I'm like, I want to watch TV. And then we stayed up till like midnight or something after. I probably went to sleep at like 1. You ever do that? You go to sleep late and then wake up super early, and then you wake up and you're like, did I even fall asleep? Right. It was one of those where you're like, I felt like a long blink is what that felt like. Like, that wasn't a dream, that was a thought. That's all I had. I had a thought, and then the alarm went off. And so I went to the airport, and then I landed in Cleveland, hopped in a rental car, and just drove, which is so dangerous. Just no sleep, new city, car I'm not familiar with, and just doing 80 on the interstate, just figuring it out, you know? And hopefully not falling asleep, because if I do, I know me. I'm taking someone with me. I'm just gonna, minivan, there we go. We're going into a ditch. You were too excited about that. I do want to say, yes, take them all out. All the minivans. That was a vendetta laugh, is what that was. What's that? You drive horribly? All right. I'm not allowed to add on to that, but yeah, that's... I'm allowed to chuckle if you say it, but I can't chime in with my opinion. Yeah, man. I was driving pretty bad yesterday because I was tired and I wanted to I'm like, I need a coffee. So I wanted to get a Starbucks and they're like, there's a Starbucks. You know those little signs? They're like, oh, what, did they clean the freeway? And they're like, no. They didn't adopt a highway. There's a Starbucks at the next exit. And so I got off at the Starbucks and I was so tired that I like waddled into have you ever been that tired where you're like, I think people might think I'm drunk. So you just kind of walk in and I'm just kind of swaying in line. And I'm so tired, I'm practicing my order in my head before I get to the person, because I know this can't happen in the moment. I gotta rehearse these lines. So I'm just in my head, just kind of going, bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, cold cream, cold brew. That's all I'm doing. It's sweet cream cold brew. That's what it is. So I was just in there going, bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet, in my head. But I know me. I have an expressive face, so I'm sure on the outside, people are just looking over, and I'm like, And I was ready. There was like 3 people ahead of me. I had my credit card out. I wasn't gonna mess with the zipper on my back pocket. I had the credit card in my hand, purple, it's ready to go. And then I get to the front, I'm not making this up. The lady sees me holding the credit card, she goes, she goes, our system is down. You can only pay through the Starbucks app or cash. And I was like, bacon, egg, Gouda sandwich, sweet cream cold brew. Like, I don't know. I wasn't ready for that. My brain is too tired. I don't have it. And she goes, well, you can't pay with that. Have you ever been in that situation? It was such a weird situation. I was like stuck in no man's land. It was like I was a time traveler, but to my own era. You know what I mean? Like I had the right thing, but they were only accepting things from the future and the past, but not now, It's like you can either pay from the future or like you're buying heroin in an alley. That's how you can pay for this. And she repeated it. She's like, you can only pay through the app or cash. And I'm like, I don't have either. And she goes, I'm so sorry. And I just went, And that was yesterday. Man, that joke came together good. I like that. That was my 3rd time telling it. Twice yesterday, once today. Yeah, it could be something, right? Yeah. It's easy to write jokes when none of it's made up. You just go, this happened yesterday. And I'm very self-aware.
Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, shared it, subscribed to it, hit the notification bell, do all the things YouTube makes you want to do. Other than that, I wanted to let you know that I'm constantly on tour, so go to my website, zoltancomedy.com, and see if I'm coming to a town near you. Thank you kindly.
Hey! All right! Whoa! Holy guacamole! All right, that's a lot of energy for a Wednesday. That's a little much for where we are right now. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for all showing up. I didn't know who would show up on a Wednesday, and you guys are like, we're coming. I appreciate it. This is beautiful. I've never been to Stamford before, so it's so good to be here at the New York Comedy Club in Stamford. This is what you think of when you think New York comedy,
a mall in Stamford, Connecticut. That's what, you know? When I think of the Big Apple, I think of valet parking in front of the Capitol Grill. That's what I think of. Thank you so much for coming. This is wonderful. What a nice... You guys are so far away. There's like a weird distance there, isn't there? I like it. This is like that's a fall for me. If I go down, I'm not getting up. I will let you know. I got a bad knee. I took a class at the Y this morning, and my wife and I, we signed up at the YMCA, and we took a group class, and I showed up, and it was a lot of older ladies. But I'm not arrogant. I know where my fitness level is, and I'm like, this is going to be tough. And it was. My left knee still hurts. So if I go down, please help. All right? It's not part of the show. TJ and I, the guy you saw earlier, he and I drove up. I just moved to New York City. I live in Brooklyn. And he picked me up and we drove up here. And I don't have a car. That was like one of the exciting things of moving to New York City from San Diego. I was like, I can get rid of my Honda Fit. And I don't have to tell people I drive a Honda Fit, you know? Having no car is better than driving a Honda Fit. Because when I would tell people I drove a Honda Fit, they're like, oh, things aren't going too good, huh? And I'm like, what? There's so much room for groceries. It's a sensible vehicle. But now, if you just tell people you don't have a car, they're like, wow, you're so good. You're a good person. They think I'm helping the environment by risking my life on the subway every day. You know? And so I don't have a car. So he came and picked me up. We drove up here, and the entire drive was a reminder of how happy I am to not have a car in this part of the country. I saw madness out there. I saw madness. We almost got hit doing 0 miles an hour, which I've never had that happen before. I don't even know what street we were on. We weren't moving, and there's a street coming this way. They have a stop sign that says, stop. But it just meant creep. And they were getting so close that I'm like, we should exchange information, at least. They just kept creeping on us. And I'm like, what's happening right now? And TJ's like, yeah, this is how they drive here. And I'm like, I would lose my mind if that's what happened. And then we were on the freeway. I don't know if it was a freeway or just, I don't know. You guys have different ones here, you know? In California, we had interstates, and you guys have different ones that look like interstates, but they're not, and some are, but they aren't. And you have speed limits on them, but no one can go them because there's too many people on them. So it's just kind of a tease, isn't it? You know, they're like, you could go 60 if it wasn't for everyone in front of you. So you're just gonna roll along at about 15. How do you care about that? But we were on some road, and there was a dude on a scooter, no helmet. Which I don't know if you guys have helmet laws or if this is a show your intelligence state. But no helmet on a scooter, not a motorcycle, a scooter. So he's extra tough. Like, I don't even think scooters are allowed on the interstate. I think you're supposed to ride those on sidewalks to deliver soup. Like, I think that's what those are made for. This guy's on the interstate in a scooter, no helmet, ass crack sticking out. A lot of it, all right? A lot of it. Like, enough that I was about to talk about it until I realized what he was doing. He stopped on the freeway because things were going slow enough. And he picked up a rock and he took off to chase another vehicle that he was apparently in a road rage situation with. And this car was trying to get away from this ass crack scooter, and he's just waving a rock. And TJ didn't say anything about it, which scared the hell out of me. Because that let me know this is just Wednesday. That's what that let me know. I think he just kind of looked at me. He's like, I'm glad it's not a gun. And I'm like, it gets worse? Man. It's pretty impressive when you have no helmet on a scooter on the interstate and 2 feet of your ass crack is sticking out. And that's not the weirdest thing that happened. It's like, what about that rock he's about to bludgeon that person with? I like it. I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to fit into big city living. I grew up in the suburbs of San Diego in a trailer park, which I don't know if you guys have trailer parks out here. I haven't seen any. But it's different. It's different, and I'm trying to get used to not reacting to every noise I hear. Like I've noticed that if you walk around the city and you hear someone just yell, you don't have to look. You don't have to stop what you're doing and go, huh? That's like a really big lesson to learn, you know? If someone's just like, hey, you don't have to look at that. You don't have to look and make eye contact with the last person you've ever wanted to make eye contact with. Because I'm the worst. Once I make eye contact, I can't break eye contact. I have that disorder, whatever that is. If I make eye contact with somebody, I'm like, we're in this now. Hey! And I'm like, I want to break away, but I can't. I don't know what that part is. Why can't I break eye contact once I've gotten in? I don't know. It's weird. It's dangerous, but it's exciting. I like it. I like a little bit of excitement. It feels good. California, what's happening out there? A fire? Ah. You see that coming, you know? On the subway, you're like, ugh. Might get shoved. I might jump. Don't know. That was a little dark. I apologize. You guys are like, why don't you temper it down? It's Wednesday. But yeah, I like it. There's good camaraderie in the city. I feel like there's an understanding. I feel like there's a good community there. I feel like there is. Like, we were on the train. I did a show, and I was on the train home, and there was a wild man that got on the train. I don't know the new term, so I apologize. I know the one I think it is, but I'm probably wrong, because they always change the term. And so I'm just going to make up my own, all right? I'm going to take a guess. It's probably going to be the next term, all right? He was mentally spectacular. He came on... I actually think that might be the next term. I think I'm ahead of the game. That's not even offensive. It's half a compliment if you think about it. A mentally spectacular man came on the train, and he built into a rage. Like, he was fine in the beginning, and he crescendoed into a monster truck announcer. And it started slow. It started with, ah! You know, like that on a silent car, you're like, and no one looked but me, because I haven't learned not to look, you know. I just heard, ah, and I went, and we made eye contact, and I'm like, damn it. And then I tried to break eye contact, but he had me. But then he broke eye contact, which I'm like, is that a win for me? How does that work? Did I just intimidate him? Hell yeah. I got way more testosterone than I think, you know. I was in that state of mind, and then he broke eye contact and went, ah! And slowly he just built to a fervor and just started fighting ghosts. I don't know what he was doing. He chokeslammed a ghost that didn't exist. I watched him do it, and I was like, that was a picture-perfect chokeslam. Like, if we actually sat down and talked, I think we'd both be wrestling fans. You know, I think we have something to connect on. But here's where I felt the sense of community. There's like 8 of us on the train, and him. And while he was doing his thing, me and this elderly Asian man just kind of we had a moment. And we looked at each other and we just had a moment like, I got you, you know? I was like, I could tell, we didn't even raise an eyebrow. It was just I was like, if something happens, I got you. If something happens, you got me. Like, I felt that understanding. And I'm like, this is the kind of community I was looking to get into. And then at the next stop, he got off. And I'm like, you traitor! You're supposed to get off at 7th. I got more stops. You left me with the crescendo. So that's what it's been out there. It's been, you know, it's been good. Going to the YMCA, working out with the elderly ladies, and it's good. I don't have the knees for it. I don't know. It's been good. I just got married, which I'm really excited about. Yeah. Got the old... It's always... Men never show off the wedding ring. It's always the women, because there's a lot to it. And men, we have stupid fingers. No man has ever had good fingers. Women have beautiful fingers, and they just look good, you know, for fingers. You know, no one ever thinks a finger's beautiful until you see a man's fingers, and you're like, oh, you got a hair? How'd you get a hair out of that? What kind of burnout? What happened to your nails? Did you lose that nail? Like, there's every man's fingers look like they were in a horrible woodshop accident in high school, and sometimes the fingers don't match. It's bad, you know? No one ever shows off the phalanges. And that's the other word for fingers. Sorry, I'm not trying to flex my high school education on you guys, but I heard phalanges once, and it felt appropriate to drop. We got married. That's what I was talking about. We eloped to Italy, which was how we got married. Yeah, we eloped. If you don't know what an elopement is, that's when you realize you can have way more fun at your wedding if nobody comes. That's what an elopement is. That's when you crunch the numbers and you realize, oh my God, if nobody comes, we can go to Italy. if we don't have to feed and drink everybody, we can go to Italy, and then we weighed our love for our family against a trip to Italy, and we're like, au revoir, you know? Which that's not even Italian, but it doesn't matter because they're not coming anyway, you know? You'll find out on another trip. So we went to Italy, we got married in Venice, in a empty square at sunrise. We had to wake up early because we didn't want the tourists in our photos. We wanted it to look like we rented out Venice. And you can do that, but you gotta get your ass up at 5 a.m. to do that. And so it was just us and like one janitor sweeping. And we got married. It was beautiful. It was amazing. I loved Italy. Italy is the people. They're so vibrant, and there's no shy people in Italy. Everyone's very It's all the caricatures that you ever thought of. They're all there. It's wonderful to see. I even saw an old couple in Florence get into an argument, and they got into in the street, just a full-on and then she's like and then he grabbed her and shook her. He actually shook her, and her head went, and her sunglasses fell off, and she broke away and ran. And it was weird because it was domestic violence, but it was in Italian, so you know what I mean? It was kind of beautiful. It was like we were at the opera, and I'm like, don't call the police, there's a second act. We don't know how this is gonna end, you know? It was just the culture, you know? It's a dumb joke, I agree, but that's what I felt. My wife was like, that is so horrible. I'm like, but it's art, you know? Art comes from this. This is good. You see that in Connecticut, you call the cops. You see that? In Florence, you're like, let's see where this goes. And it's so beautiful. We don't have beautiful stuff like that. No, we do, but it's different. It's got an air of grunge to it, you know? I like the East Coast. Maybe it's because I'm new. Maybe in 6 more months I'll be like, I hate it here, and I'm moving back. You know, but I like it. It's just, New York City feels like, it's a cat. It's pretty much what it is, you know? It's just like a cat. It doesn't need you around. It doesn't necessarily want you around. But if you work hard enough, it might tolerate you. You know? It's exactly what the city is. It doesn't need you. It'll be fine if you never come. But if you work really hard, you might be able to sit on the couch and not be clawed in the face. It's a little bit right there. But yeah, my wife and I think we're a good match. I know we are, but I also say think because I always want to hedge my bets, you know. We're a good match because I realize together we make a whole person. I think separately, I don't think we should be allowed to vote, but together there's like a normal person. You know what I mean? I think that's what makes a good relationship. Not two complete people getting together, two broken, missing people. But you have to be missing the right things. You have to be missing the things that the other person has so you can kind of fit together like a broken puzzle piece that you're like, it's gonna work, you know? That's what it is. Like, here's my example. Like, my wife is a hypochondriac. Every morning she wakes up with a brand new disease. And that's fun, unless you're me. It's pretty wild. Every morning she'll just be like, what's that? Do you hear that? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, that, do you hear that? And she'll hold her wrist to my ear. And she's like, do you hear that? And I'm like, kinda. And she's like, was that there yesterday? I'm like, I don't know, we didn't do this yesterday. I don't have yesterday's wrist noises to compare to today's wrist noises. And she's like, oh, you never listen. And then she leaves. And after like 3 hours of Googling, she comes back and she's like, it's wrist cancer. And I'm like, obviously, you know, what else could it be? So that's who she is. My wife's a hypochondriac. And me, I've had a pain in my left testicle for about 6 years. And I've just been riding that out, you know? See what I mean? Like, separately, but together you're like, okay, yeah, there's like a normal person in between them. And she's like, you should get that testicle checked out. I'm like, all right, but shut up about your wrist, you know? And I actually tried in February to get health insurance to get this checked out. And because here's the reason I never got it checked out. I have a 7-day rule. That's a personal rule. If something hurts on my body, I give it 7 days. And if it still hurts, I'll go to the doctor and get it checked out. The problem with this testicle pain is it would come for like 2, 3, 4 days, and then it would stop, and then come back like a couple weeks later, and I would start my clock over again. And it was just this year I realized I've been doing that since 2017. So, And she's like, you should get it checked out. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. And so I tried to get health insurance in February. And did you know you can't? Did you know there's a time limit? You guys you've been insured your entire lives. I just let some big cat out of the bag, didn't I? You guys are like, no, we live respectable lives. I've been insured since I was a mere child. On the docks of death. I don't know. I don't know where the docks are here. I was gonna guess a town. Hamptons or something. You're not giving me any clues. All right. But yeah, I'll let you know if you can't just get health insurance whenever, and I didn't know that. I did not know that, so I called like an idiot, and I was like, hello, one health insurance, please. And they were like, what? You missed it. And I'm like, missed the health insurance? And they're like, yeah, there's open enrollment from Thanksgiving till the end of January. You missed it. And I'm like, but my testicle hurts now. I don't think you understand. Like, what do you mean open enrollment? She's like, yeah, didn't you see the commercials? I'm like, yeah, I saw the commercials, but you know what else has commercials around January? Gyms. And they're all like, come on in. You can sign up for a discount. That doesn't mean you can't get a gym membership in the summer. That just means you can get it cheaper in January. That's all that means. And they're like, no, this one was a real one. Like, it's closed enrollment. And I'm like, but I got a dull toothache in my left nut. We got to figure this out. And she's like, I don't know how to help you. And I'm like, yeah, well, maybe we can start by not treating health insurance like a pumpkin spice latte, where you just have it seasonally. Come on, you know? This is America. Like, as an American, that gets me in the patriotic bones. Like, we don't treat anything else like that. Like, if I was like, hey, I'm going to buy an iPhone tomorrow, and you guys are like, in May? You can't buy an iPhone in May. You got to wait till Labor Day weekend. Everybody knows that. Summer solstice. That's when you get iPhones. This is America. You should be able to get it whenever you want. And I told my wife that, and she's a hypochondriac, so she's immediately like, oh my God, what if they got to cut it off? And I'm like, why would that be the first thing you say? Why would you go to the worst possible conclusion when you know I can't make an appointment for 9 more months? Why would you take it to the moon? And she goes, what if? And I'm like, I don't know, what if? And she's like, well, do they put another one in there? And I'm like, I hope. I don't think they'd let me leave with half a grocery bag. Just throw me into the streets off balance, you know? It'd be horrible. So, I just got it checked out last Monday. My wife made an appointment. She's like, this is dumb. You don't need insurance. You're going to pay for it like a real American. And I'm like, what if it's too much? She's like, you're going to go into debt like a real American. And I was like, okay. And she made an appointment with this guy. I'm not making up his name. His name is Dr. Zoltan. His name is Dr. Zoltan. He's a urologist in New York City. And she told me, and I'm like, you picked because of the name, right? She's like, she's like, it's fate. And I'm like, I don't think you know what fate means. But, and she even called to confirm my appointment while I was on the road. And she goes, I called to confirm your appointment. And the receptionist goes, Zoltan is all set to see Dr. Zoltan. And she giggled a little, and I was like, of course. She's like, don't worry, it's not going to be awkward. You guys will laugh too. And I'm like, yeah, obviously. We're just 2 Zoltans. Just, here are my genitals. You know? I was like, when do you show them off? You know, do you wait for the laughter to die down? I've never done this before. I've never been in a situation where I'm about to show my junk, and there's just been tithering. That's usually not what makes me feel confident, to disrobe. But I went in to see Dr. Zoltan, and I just went in and got naked. My wife came in with me, which I tried to fight her on. And I'm like, let me just go in. And she's like, why? What's the problem if because it feels like when my mom used to come in, you know, to the doctor's office. Don't forget to tell him about the dull toothache in your left nut. And I'm like, that's why we're here, sweetheart. Like This is why we made the appointment. And she was there, and I just put my back to her. I'm like, I don't want you to watch I don't want you to watch this is private, you know? So I'm over there, and I just pulled him and I'm just holding, and he gets down there and he starts doing his thing. And he's like, I think you're good. And it's so funny because he knew the answer I wanted to hear. He knows what I want. It's the same answer hopefully you guys want to hear if you like me enough. You don't want it to be cancer. That's the only thing you want. And he just goes, oh, okay, I think you have a swollen vein going into this testicle. And I'm like, okay. And he's just like, yeah, we'll get a thing to check that out. And he just says more doctor words. And then finally I'm like, come on, man. Is it cancer? And he goes, no. And I'm like, say that first. That should be the first thing you say. You should go, it's not cancer. And I'd be like, hell, get off me. You know, I don't even care what it is now. As long as it's not that, get the hell off me. There's money on the nightstand, Dr. Zoltan. Get off of me. And I had to go back to do an ultrasound. They do I didn't know that. They do ultrasounds if you're pregnant to see the baby, but they also do it for other things like this. And I didn't know that, so I went back, and it wasn't Dr. Zoltan giving me the ultrasound because they have an ultrasound technician, and it was a lady, and it was a lady that kind of resembled my mother, which I didn't know how to feel about that because I'm like, yay, but no. You know, like I'd rather it be a dude, but at the same time, you're like, I don't want it to be anyone that looks like anyone I've ever known. I just want it to be a person without a face. Do you have any urologists without a face? Do you have any of those that just come in, no face and no personality, just a robot, that blah, blah, blah. And then they squirt this jelly on you, and I'm just laying there. And she was so professional. She just looked straight ahead and just made small talk. She was like, sorry I'm late. I was stuck behind a garbage truck all morning. And I was like, like there's no, I don't know about you guys, my brain's not on in that moment. My brain is on, and it's sad. You know, you don't look impressive in that moment. It's the saddest it's all ever looked, everything. You're like, oh, man, wow. Not that it's ever looked good, but if there was ever a time it's looked bad, then. Just then. And she's like, you're married? And I'm like, what are you trying to say? Like, she's like, I noticed your ring. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. You know, shut up with the commentary. Yeah, then they checked it out, and then I was like, did you see anything? She's like, I'm not allowed to say because I'm a urologist, or not a urologist, I'm the ultrasound guy, so you have to talk to the doctor. I'm like, that's such a weird, because you know, just let me know. And no, they'll call you. And they called it a remote visit. But you know what it was? A phone call. Just say it's a phone call. I put a shirt on thinking it's a Zoom meeting. I got ready for this remote doctor visit with Dr. Zoltan. I put a shirt on, put my contacts in, combed my hair, tried to make it look like I didn't just wake up, like I'm a productive member of society. And he just called me. I'm like, is this it? Or are you sending me the Zoom link? He's like, we can just do it over the phone. And I'm like, I agree, but why'd you guys call it a remote visit? It's a phone call. Why are you? And I'm like, is it cancer? Like, that's all I wanted. He's like, you're fine. We looked at the thing, and both of your testicles have enlarged veins, actually. And I was like, okay. And and I'm like, is it cancer? He goes, no. And I go, shut up. We don't need to keep talking. I don't have an end for that story, but I don't have testicular cancer, so I'm pretty...
Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, shared it, subscribed to it, hit the notification bell, do all the things YouTube makes you want to do. Other than that, I wanted to let you know that I'm constantly on tour, so go to my website, zoltancomedy.com, and see if I'm coming to a town near you. Thank you kindly.
Know him from his many comedy specials, maybe from Dry Bar Comedy, maybe from YouTube. There's many reasons why you're here, but he's here. He's hilarious. Can we get some noise going for your headliner? Yes, some energy, some noise. Zoltan Kaszas, everybody.
What's up, everybody? All right, thank you for clapping. Thank you. Some of you didn't. I saw you. There's enough to look around. Some people just like, is it worth it? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Well, here we are in this bunker, Doesn't this feel like where they planned it? This
This is where they planned that Capitol stuff, right here. It's definitely in a room like this, wasn't it? Just in the shadows. We'll do it. Oh, you meant it. Let's do it. I like it. Thank you. Damn, we got you guys in there. I like that. It's good. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I like how Nathan was like, a lot of you guys are here for many different reasons, and I'm like, are they? I hope just comedy. No, I got a vendetta. All right. He thought that was just a mean YouTube comment. No, I meant it. Showing up to the Late Show. This is good, man. This is an art form. Right? It's hard to say. Like, as soon as I said art form, you're like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've never gone to the museum to look at a Monet, and they're like, what's your second drink order? You know what I mean? You don't need 2 beers to enjoy a Monet. But comedy, it helps. A couple drinks in you. It's so good to be here in D.C. I really like D.C. This is probably my 5th or 6th, 7th time. I don't know. I've been to this town enough. And enough to the point that I know I like it. And it doesn't get talked about enough that it's a good town, you know? I think it gets overshadowed with the politics and stuff. But there's good stuff. I had a good salad today. That doesn't get brought up about D.C. No one's ever like, D.C., good salad town. They gave me a healthy amount of croutons. They weren't skimpy on the croutons. You know? Good town. Good. Everyone looks like they're important. Everyone looks like they're off to something. You know? I'm at a hotel, there's like a guy in a suit. I'm like, that's probably somebody. Everyone that's well-dressed in this town, you're like, you're in charge of some sort of budget, aren't you? Lobbyists? What are you? I don't even know what that means, but look at you. Everything I know about politics is from the show House of Cards. Everything. And if it wasn't in that show, I'm going to assume that doesn't happen. Yeah. You just see some old guy in a suit, and you're like, oh, yeah. Yep. You lied to get that, didn't you? I don't know. You just think about it. I like it. You guys love a good roundabout in this city. I see that. A lot of roundabouts. You guys think this is Italy or something. Every intersection. Roundabout. You know? It's like, why? It's so confusing. It's hard to walk. I got lost walking, which is impressive. That's such a slow way to go the wrong direction. You know? Because my phone's like, you're going the wrong way, and I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm kind of not, also. That's the weird thing about a circle. When you walk it, you're like, yeah, I'm still kind of... I mean, we could turn. It's a weird way to go the wrong direction. It's way worse driving. I couldn't do it driving. Thankfully, I'm just walking. But driving, you just miss the turn. You just want to go from here to there. And then see, I messed up. Now we're going that way. Blue, 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 and we're out. You know? It's very representative of how government works. You know? Just want to take this money to the needy people over there. Oops, we bailed out the banks. I'm so sorry. We got stuck in a roundabout. I wrote that while I got lost walking. Because I'm like, I feel dumb. I want to come up with something, at least. There's nothing worse than when you're lost walking, because everyone knows it. You know, you're just looking at your phone, and you're... The worst is if you walk by. I walked by a cafe and there's people outside eating, and then I walked back, and I'm like, I know they noticed. Like that idiot, he doesn't know where he's going. Trying to get to a haunted hotel. There's a bunker, and they're doing comedy there. That's where I gotta get to. You know, I'm not staying here. I'm staying at another hotel, and it's called Luxury, but it's. You ever stay at a hotel that throws luxury in there, and I'm like, I don't think they know the meaning of luxury. I think you just picked words out of a thesaurus. And you're like, that sounds good, luxury hotel. I don't know if it's a luxury hotel, but there is a lot of tile. Have you ever been to a hotel where they just decide to do the tile all the way up? like it's on the ground, and you're like, that's nice tile. And then they start to do the wall, and then the further up they go on the wall, you're like, what happens in this hotel? Where they eventually went, run the tile up the wall, all right? We're just gonna hose this place out. I don't know what people are doing in this room. But I'm in a hotel where the tile runs up to the ceiling, and I'm like, wow, all right. Just a guy in there sending emails. I don't know. It's rough. I don't know. It's good to be here. I'm an East Coaster now. I grew up in San Diego, but I just moved to New York City. Yeah, thank you. Nobody ever claps. Nobody. Even when I told people in San Diego, I'm moving to New York City, they're like, why? Why would you leave San Diego? There's sunshine and happiness. Why would you trade it in? Because I've never lived in a city before. I grew up in the suburbs of San Diego in a trailer park, you know? So, like, everything was driving and stuff. And I want to be on a train, you know? On a subway. Just like, like that's exciting to me. I feel like every time I'm on a subway, I have to hide my smile because it's so exciting. I'm just... I rode yours when I landed at Reagan. Took the little blue line over to Foggy Bottoms or whatever. And it was exciting. I had to hide my smile. I was like, look at me using public transit, you know. Made the move. I like it. I like the East Coast. I like it because it's they're rude, but it comes from the heart. You know, they mean it. They're not just being rude to be rude. They mean it. And I appreciate the genuineness of it, you know. I like the bluntness of the East Coast. Like in New York and the East in general, if someone doesn't like you, they go, I don't care for your face, and I'd rather never see it again. And you know what? I'm like, fair. I like that. And they never say that in California. In California, they're like, we should hang out, and then they just never call you. And you find out, you're like, I don't think that guy liked my face. I think that's what that was all about. I like the directness. Save some time. Yeah.
Hey, thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked it, shared it, subscribed to it, hit the notification bell, do all the things YouTube makes you want to do. Other than that, I wanted to let you know that I'm constantly on tour, so go to my website, zoltancomedy.com, and see if I'm coming to a town near you. Thank you kindly.
This is one of the best comedians San Diego's ever produced. He's got one of the best dry bar specials on the internet. You guys, give it up for Zoltan Kaszas.
All right, thank you. Thank you. All right. Hot damn, I gotta live up to that. All right, I'm representing all of San Diego. You ever do that? You ever go to a place in Ocean Beach and represent all of San Diego? You ever do that? You ever go to a place without air conditioning and just one fan with 150 people in there where they sell booze on a sliding scale? You ever do that? You ever represent all of San Diego? So nice to be here. Thank you guys so much for coming out. That did throw me off. I love this whole setup. It's I don't know what's going on. There's a lot to look at. There's too much to look at in this room. How are you supposed to pay attention to our dumb faces when what is this above my head right now? Nobody knows. Nobody knows what this is. This is somebody, it's a disco ball with crap on it's something. I don't know. Like this room, it's like hippies, but it's like hippies with a trust fund. You know what I mean? It's a little too clean in here. Like this doesn't have to work out for the owner because there's something in the will that they're gonna be just fine, just fine. There's a condo in Mission Beach waiting for him as soon as he's done playing around. I love it, I'm making fun, but honestly, what is all of that? Look at that. That's something, yeah. I love it. I like the energy in this room. It's hot, and it just feels like everyone bought a lotto ticket. And you guys just found out right before the show started that none of that's happening. And then you're like, who's ready for comedy? And everyone's like, I guess. Yeah, start the comedy. Turn the one fan on. Let's get it going. Let's do some comedy. You know? So good to be here. Love coming to Ocean Beach. I don't live here. Clap it up if you live here in Ocean Beach. All right, good amount of you. I would say, what, a third? I don't know. That's good. Everyone else, we did it. We came. We found parking. We didn't quit. How great was that? I've quit before. I have. One time I came to do a show at Winston's years ago, and it was on a Wednesday, which is when you guys do your farmer's market in this town, which, by the way, horrible day for farmer's market, okay? That's for Saturdays, not on Wednesdays. And I went to look for parking, and there was nothing near the venue, and I just made small circles away from the venue, and I made circles big enough that I ended up back on the 8, heading east, and I'm like, I think we're done. I just went home. I called the guy, and I'm like, I'm not coming. They're like, what happened? I'm like, I tried to look for parking, I ended up on the freeway, so I think I'm not coming.
Is just to be happy no matter what. I think that's what it is. I'm sorry, is that too positive? 10 of you were like, yeah, and the rest of you were like, I don't care for that positivity. Because it's Christmas, but it's not, right? I think we all know Christmas died in 2019. And for the last 2 years, we just talk about him like our favorite grandpa. Do you remember when Christmas was? Yeah. Because we know it's not over, deep down inside, we know it's not over. I haven't looked at the stats of the virus for so many years. I looked it up, and I was like, how many people have died of this thing? And worldwide, over 5 million people have been killed by it. And I think we can all agree it's not nearly enough. We've all been out, we've looked at who survived, and we're like, we got a ways to go. We got a ways to go. And I think the longer we get comfortable with that, I don't know, just enjoy the small things. I stay at home, I watch trash TV. That's what I do, alright? My favorite trash TV show, Selling Sunset. Alright? Sunset fans? These are my gals, alright? So my fiance and I watch. She started watching it first, I'm like, I'm not watching that. And then it was like on in the living room, and I'm in the kitchen, and I'm like, what's she bitching about? And then next thing I know, I'm 4 seasons in to Selling Sunset, going, that damn Christine. She has a chair purse. What's she doing with a chair purse? Now, there might be some people here that have never watched Selling Sunset, and I'll explain the show to you. Selling Sunset is like if Keeping Up with the Kardashians, if everyone on there had to get a part-time job. That's what it is. Like, imagine if Kylie and Kim, they're like, you know, we gotta start earning our keep. And what they do is they're realtors for billion-dollar homes, and they pretend that that's a hard job. They really pretend. There's a lot of emotion breaks. They're like, it's so hard. It's so hard. I have to show these $1 million houses to these millionaires. And just going, will you take it? I don't. It's a gorgeous house. It costs $10 million. You have a lot of money. Do I even need to be here? I feel like you guys could just Carvana this situation. I hate how they pretend it's a hard job. They're just gorgeous women selling gorgeous houses to millionaires, and they're just like, I'm working. It's not hard, alright? Show me an ugly realtor in a bad neighborhood. That's a good salesperson. Give me someone who looks like a foot going into a bad neighborhood and trying to sell a house to me, you know? Look, you don't have enough of this place. But you like your mom, right? You like your mom? Go talk to her. Alright, I'll stop making eye contact. I know my face, but we'll get you in here. I don't know. It's so weird. And you know what else is weird about that show? There's so much drama amongst the women. But like, after the first episode, I'm like, you could solve all these issues by hiring one HR person. That's all it takes. They're the only business alive that doesn't have an HR person. All it takes is one sad-looking person to come in and go, no more talking about personal life, ladies. We're here to sell homes. Just you're right. You're right. But that's more fun. Thank you for the applause break on Selling Sunsets. It's a great show. It's a great show. I love it. I don't know. I like that we still argue about things. That's good. I don't know. I like that we're divided, but I think sometimes, like the show Selling Sunset, if we just had one good HR person, we could figure out a lot of the issues. Maybe you need to be the HR person for America. I have some good ideas. All right, actually, I have one good idea, which you guys may hate or love. I don't know. But it seems to me like the two biggest arguments in America are guns and abortion. That's it. Some people want to have their abortions, some people want to have their guns, and we just can't agree. They're just standing there with guns, and I looked, I don't know if you guys have looked, but we have an even number of states. Did you know that? We have 50 states. It's a good old even number. Well, what if we just made 25 abortion states and 25 gun states? Well, we can all be happy. Everyone can go to the state of their choice. You're like, I really like my guns. Yeah, go over to that state. I accidentally banged the nanny. Come over to our state. And we're all together. I don't know. Good night, everybody. What's that?
I told you to go to Slaps instead.
Okay, what? Oh, you left the comment on Facebook. Yeah, I asked for barbecue recommendations, and a bunch of people said, Joe's, and you go to Slaps. And that was the voice that I heard when I read the comments. That's how I knew it was you. Hey, we are here. We made it. I love it. This is my first time working in Kansas City. This is my first time working at a comedy club this close to a subway. So, it's pretty exciting. I like that. Some of you guys are giggling, some of you guys are like, that's how we like it, alright? We like ending a comedy with a foot long. That's how we do it. Go get ourselves a sandwich. So good to be here. This is wild, man. First time in Kansas City. I love this club, just called the Comedy Club. I wonder how long that meeting took. You know? Was there a lot of back and forth? Like, what about the Comedy Club? Like, no, we're going hard the. That's what we're doing. But here we are inside. I like it. We're here we're in Missouri, right? This is all right. I have to check. I've been confused since Thursday. All right. I came in on Thursday. I'm performing because this is in Missouri, but my hotel is in Kansas, and I have no clue where I landed. All right, like I think I crossed the state line 4 times trying to come from the airport. I don't know where I am. I'm in the fun one though, right? Like Kansas City, Missouri is the fun one. Yeah, I remember that because I have performed in Kansas City, Kansas. And I came in with like Kansas City, Missouri energy, you know? You ever make that mistake where you come in like, yeah, and then you realize it's not that, and you're like, I'm so sorry. You share a name with something fun, and I got confused. You know? It's kind of like coming into Las Vegas energy, but you're in Branson. You're like, damn it, you know? I misjudged it. And here we are. So good. Very nice to be here. I'm staying at a hotel, like I said, in Kansas. I'm staying at a Marriott over there. And it is packed like it is some children's soccer tournament. And man, you know, I thought I spent 12 months in lockdown to get rid of all these people. And they're all at that damn hotel in my way. I thought, I'm like, this is horrible, but I will get out of these people out of my way. And they're all there, just looking like Hitler's youth running around, banging soccer balls. I'm sorry if any of the parents are here. I'm sure they're lovely. I'm sure sure they're lovely humans, but you had to do 4 apiece? Each of you got 4 kids? You kept going? 2 wasn't enough? You're like, nah. 3? No, I like even numbers. Make it 4. I just went full 4. I'm sure it's different if it's your kids, but they're not mine, so they're in the way. Yeah? I'm sure they're very lovely individuals. I'm sure they're going to grow up to be great people. But right now, they suck. And they're all staying at the Marriott. Anyway, I've been having fun the last couple days. I didn't do much today because it was raining, and I live in San Diego, so that means you don't go outside. From what I could tell by looking out on the freeway, you guys just went on living your lives. Because you're used to weather. That's not going to stop you guys, you know? But I'm from San Diego. A little bit of drizzle. We're like, all right, get the sandbags. We're done. Close down the city. Stay inside. Burn everything you got. For now, I'm not built for any sort of weather. What's up, you guys? Welcome. Yeah, they just cleared the table and brought 2 people right in. I like that. Those 2 people left, I think. Right? Yeah, I heard the argument. They're like, they were grumbling. And I'm like, well, I don't want them in here anyway. And then they're like, no, maybe you can change their mood. And I'm like, that's a lot of pressure. You know? Like you got an angry couple in the front and I got to change their mind? With what? You know? I'm just up here giggling. What am I going to do? Well, we got 2 better couples. Hell yeah. Yeah. That couple that left, they're at Subway having a sandwich. No Chipotle sauce, nothing. Just mayo, please. On white bread, make it light. Good, we got them out of here. We're trying to do something fun in here. I love it. Yeah, well, I've been touristing all the last couple days since I got in on Thursday. It was fun. We went around the city. My girlfriend came with me. Yesterday we went down to the West Bottoms. Yeah, we checked that out. That ended up being fun, which is cool, but initially terrifying, you know? Like, it doesn't have, you know, it's a classic don't judge a book by its cover situation, you know? Here's how we got there. My girlfriend was looking up, like, thrift stores to check out. She's like, I found this one. It's in the West Bottoms neighborhood. And I was like, cool, let's go. And then we come over the freeway comes, and then you just see it, and I'm like, wait, is that it? And she's like, yeah, it's in there. And I'm like, oh, all right. Wow, okay. And it's open? It's in business? Everything's functioning? And she's like, yeah, it says. And then she's scared, I'm scared. I'm like, we'll just drive through it, you know? We'll see if anything happens. Because it looked scary. It looked like if the end of a Monopoly game was in real life. That's what the West Bottoms look like. You're like, oh, yeah, you're losing in this game. You put too many hotels on Baltic Avenue and you're paying for them in the long run. But yeah, that's what I told her. I'm like, we'll just drive through. If it's scary, we'll just keep on driving. We're all right. We're in a Nissan Altima. We got enough ponies to get out of this quagmire, you know? But then we were driving through and I saw, like, looked in the windows from the car, I'm like, hey, there's a hipster in there. I think we're gonna be all right. And we had a great time. We went to, like, vintage stores and, like, coffee shops and all that. It was great. It was a perfect, like, white person's afternoon. You know? That's what I'm into. I think that's what my people are into. We like going to a place that's like, hey, there's a sense of danger, but you're not gonna get hurt. You know? It's like indoor skydiving. You know, you're just like, woo! Well, we're not dying. Everything's good. Just a sense of something, you know, but we'll be alright. So I've had a great time in your town. Underrated. You guys don't get brought up enough. I think more people need to talk about Kansas City. Had barbecue at Joe's at the gas station. Yeah. Right. No one's been able to tell me why there's 2 pumps outside. I was like, you guys also a gas station? They're like, what do you want? And I'm like, I guess we're not talking about it. My girlfriend's asking me questions like, why do they have gas? I don't know. The foods? What's that? Okay, what? Oh, you left the comment on Facebook. Yeah, I asked for barbecue recommendations, and a bunch of people said, Joe's, and you go to Slaps. And that was the voice that I heard when I read the comments. That's how I knew it was you. Because when I read it, as you know how sometimes you read it and you can hear the person's voice? That's who I heard. Like, go to Slaps. And I'm like, all right. I'm sorry we ended up going to Joe's, but there's still time. I'm going to go tomorrow. All right? Mainly because your recommendation felt a little threatening. So I'm going to go to Slaps. I'll try them out. And, I'm very easy to please, though. Like, if I end up going to Slaps, I'm sure I'm going to love it. And if someone's like, which one do you like better? I was happy. Whichever one's in front of me. You know? I'm one of those people. I don't have, like, an educated tongue, I guess. Like, I love whatever's food in front of me is right now. You're like, which is your favorite barbecue? The one in my mouth. That's the best barbecue I've ever had in my life. I'm having a great time. What about this one? Now this is my favorite. That's just not it. I don't know. I feel like the tongue of a 7-year-old. I'm just like, this is great. Mac and cheese, this is gourmet. Hell yeah.
Hey guys, thanks for watching, and thanks to the people that came out to the show in Kansas City. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If you want to support monetarily, look into joining my channel. There's 3 different tiers, $1.99, $4.99, and $9.99. Go check those out, but more importantly, live comedy is back. So if you want to know if I'm coming to a town near you, go to my website, zoltancomedy.com, and sign up for the email list, and I will send out monthly blasts on where I'm at. And if you don't see your town on there, leave them in the comments section, and I'll do my best to come to you.